How confident are you in the 2027 Toyota Crown? Is it really worth the price? Before you get too excited, let's take a step back and see what previous owners have to say. From ride comfort to technology quirks, these real-world complaints could shape your decision. And how responsive is Toyota to customer complaints in future models? Are these issues unacceptable, or has Toyota finally made the Crown a car that fits your personality? Here's a breakdown of the top complaints users had about the Toyota Crown in previous years, and more importantly, why they still matter, especially if you're thinking about the upcoming 2027 Toyota Crown. 1. Ride quality and suspension tuning. Some drivers say it's way too soft, like it floats and wobbles at higher speeds. Others, especially in the US hybrid versions, say it feels stiff and disconnected, almost like it's pretending to be a sports car but forgot how to be comfortable. Why does this matter? Well, imagine you're going to a nice dinner wearing sneakers with dress clothes. Or the opposite, formal shoes on a hike. Neither one fits the vibe. That's kind of what's happening with the Crown. Toyota's been trying to mix luxury sedan comfort with crossover attitude, and sometimes it just ends up feeling confused. Not plush enough to be a cruiser, but not planted enough to be sporty. So if you care about how a car feels on the road, whether it glides over bumps or makes you feel every crack, this isn't just a small detail. It's the difference between enjoying your drive or getting frustrated every time you hit a pothole. Something to keep in mind when you test drive that 2027 Crown. 2. Inconsistent cabin noise insulation. Now let's talk about another thing some Toyota Crown owners have pointed out: cabin noise. You'd think a car that's marketed as premium would feel like a quiet, serene retreat, right? Well, not always the case. Some versions, especially the Crown crossover, have had higher than expected road noise. Tire hum, wind whoosh, that constant low-frequency drone, it just kind of seeps in. You're in a fancy hotel room. The sheets are crisp, the lighting is perfect, but there's a leaf blower going full blast right outside your window. Kinda ruins the whole vibe, doesn't it? Same thing here. You're paying 2027 Toyota Crown for what should feel like a refined, upscale ride. But instead, you've got background noise that reminds you you're still very much in a machine. And if you're comparing it to a Lexus, or even a well-insulated Hyundai or Acura, that noise can be the one detail that breaks the whole luxury feel you're hoping for. So yeah, don't just look at the spec sheet. Take it on a real test drive and listen. 3. Infotainment lag or UX clutter. Alright, let's get into something that really drives people nuts these days: infotainment lag and clunky user experience. So, in earlier Toyota Crown models, like the 2023 and 2024, you got this big, beautiful screen that sometimes felt like it was running on a 5-year-old tablet. Slow response, awkward menu layouts, and occasionally you're just sitting there tapping a button like, hello. Why does this matter? Well, think of it like this. Imagine going to a 5-star restaurant. The table's perfect, the ambience is classy, but when you try to order, the waiter forgets your order, walks away mid-sentence, or hands you a menu written in code. No matter how good the steak is, you're going to be annoyed. Same with the Crown. In a luxury car, the tech experience is part of the luxury. If it feels slow or frustrating, it pulls you out of the premium vibe. Toyota has made some updates mid-cycle, but it's still one of those things where you've got to try it yourself. So when you test drive the 2027 Crown, don't just admire the screen, play with it. Navigate. Pair your phone. Change settings. Because if the car can't keep up with your finger, it might not keep up with your lifestyle either. 4. Pricing versus value perception. Okay, now let's talk about a hot topic with the Toyota Crown: pricing versus value. Some owners look at the price tag, especially on the higher trims, and go, wait, this is almost Lexus money. But then they step inside, drive it, and start wondering, where's the Lexus level luxury? Because when you spend near premium money, you expect a premium experience. And when the car feels just okay, that gap between price and perception starts to bug you. Imagine you walk into a fancy boutique and buy what looks like a designer jacket. You wear it out, feeling great. But then someone says, hey, for just a little more, you could have gotten the real thing? Suddenly, your jacket doesn't feel so special anymore. That's kind of what's happening here. The Crown is a cool car, don't get me wrong. But when it's this close to something like a Lexus ES or UX in price, people start asking hard questions about refinement, brand prestige, and long-term value. So before you sign the dotted line, ask yourself, are you buying the 2027 Toyota Crown for what it is, or what it looks like it could be? 5. Hybrid powertrain quirks. Let's talk about the hybrid powertrain in the Toyota Crown, because for some folks, it's been kind of a love-hate relationship. Now, on paper, that 2.5L hybrid or the Hybrid Max setup sounds great. Fuel efficiency, quiet starts, and all that tech. But in the real world, some drivers say it's sluggish when you hit the gas, drones under acceleration, or even feels a bit jerky in stop-and-go traffic. Well, imagine you're at a fancy cafe and you order a gourmet espresso. It comes in this beautiful cup, looks amazing, but when you take a sip, it's kind of bland. Technically, it's coffee, but it's not really giving you that kick you were expecting. Same deal with the Crown's hybrid powertrain. You're in a premium-looking car, and you expect smooth, confident acceleration, but instead, it kind of hesitates or hums awkwardly as it ramps up. Now, if you're used to hybrids, this might not bug you. But if you're coming from a turbocharged sedan or something with a bit more punch, it could feel underwhelming or just plain weird. So yeah, it's not a deal breaker for everyone, but it's definitely something you'll want to feel out on a test drive, because no amount of chrome trim can cover up a weird throttle feel. Final thought. If I look at the previous generation data, I'd say Toyota's responsiveness sits at around 55 to 60%. So not bad, but not exactly lightning fast either. And what that really means is, when you're eyeing the 2027 Toyota Crown, you've got to ask yourself one thing. Which complaints from past models are still hanging around? Because chances are, some of them will carry over. Maybe it's the ride quality. Maybe it's the hybrid powertrain quirks. Maybe the value just doesn't feel quite premium enough for the price. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. Can you live with the stuff Toyota hasn't fully fixed yet? If the answer's yes, cool. The Crown still offers a unique blend of comfort, style, and hybrid efficiency. But if you're expecting perfection, you might want to take that test drive with your eyes wide open.